It's the My First Gig podcast, whoa. Sharing stories of first gigs and shows. Comedians sharing their memories. The fun and entertaining, exciting and crazy. With Dwayne Dugan as your host. It's the My First Gig podcast, here we go.
Yeah, you were away recently.
I was.
You love going away?
Yeah. You got to be somewhere. So yours will have to be somewhere nice.
But it's not that it's a lot of effort, but it's like, I don't know. You're making it work, obviously. If it was possible for everyone would do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bit of hassle. It helps when you don't have kids and stuff. But
yeah.
It is a bit of hassle, but also there's a scene out there. There's really nice clubs all around Europe. There's purpose-built comedy clubs. You know, there's good promoters, there's well-paid spots. There's an actual real scene that we often forget about. And I enjoy doing it. And there's fans, there's people who go to comedy regularly as much as they do in Ireland. There's people doing that in Rotterdam, in Brussels, in Malmo, you know, in Bratislava. There's people just waiting for comedy posters to go up around the city and then they're out supporting it.
Oh, okay. So I was under the impression that like you were organising these, but there's venues and places.
I've done that where I've gone around and done some solo shows around Europe, and that's a little bit more hassle again because you're the one calling up the venues and you're the one printing the posters.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because that sounds mental.
That's difficult. Yeah. So I've done that as well. But this tour that I did with Martin Angolo a couple of weeks ago, we were going to clubs and kind of taking over the club, as in we had told the promoter we're coming, and they would have known me from some of the gigs I've done for them before. They trusted Martin because they would have seen videos and stuff. So they basically gave us the night. They said, right, we normally call our night whatever. Now we're going to call it the Irish Special, or, you know, and it was the same audience that they'd always have. But we just got to do extended sets, really.
Would you get many Irish audiences out there?
Every time. Castlebar. There's people from Castlebar at every gig I do.
In Austria and
Dubai, Iraq. Everywhere there's someone from Castlebar. But yeah, you get Irish, definitely.
Is there anybody in Castlebar?
No, they're all at my gigs all around Europe.
That's why the hometown gigs don't sell out.
They get to they get to gigs. I think they just see an Irish name or a little tricolour on the poster and they're like, bit of home.
Does that work? Am I just blind to it because I only see the Irish ones? But are other nations doing that going around the gaff?
I don't know if other nations cling so tightly to their own when they're away. Like, I know that if I'm away for long periods of time, I'll find myself maybe listening to a bit more U2, or maybe Lewin after a pint of Guinness or something, because I don't know, I think we always want to sort of come back to this anchor of, it's okay, I feel a bit better now that I've had one night in the last 2 months with a bunch of Irish people. Yeah. That's enough for now. I won't need it again for another while, but I think we do like to stay in touch with it like that.
Yeah, because I guess you see Irish bars everywhere. You don't see like German bars everywhere.
No, and a lot of people when they go away, they'd have no, like if I'm talking to somebody from Sweden and I'm like, oh, the guy at the bar there is from Sweden. Like, you should say hello to him. And they're like, why would I do that? I'm like, well, if there was an Irish guy there, I'd be up talking to him. Why don't you go talking to them? And I don't know, we seem to like, we seem to gather somehow like magnets when we're away. Like I did a gig in Barcelona. There was a good few Irish at the gig, all right. But then as we were going through town afterwards, just having drinks and going to various pubs, we just accumulated this gang of Irish. More and more started arriving until it was just like, you know, being at home 10 years ago in a pub.
Oh, did we tease you? I'm sorry, that's just a little teaser of what's going on over at Patreon. My First Gig, Season 3 has concluded. All 30 episodes of Season 1, 2 and 3 are up here on this feed, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and of course on Acast. But if you want to hear more, the Stars of the Irish Comedy Scene series has kicked off over at patreon.com/myfirstgig, including the episode that you're listening to now. So if you want them, go over and subscribe. Please, you know. Who wants bonus episodes? I know you do, because you're here. But we took it away from you. It's the equivalent of when you're on a news article and that little paywall just fades things to white. I'm fading to white, baby. Patreon.com/myfirstgig. pod. Thank you.
It's the My First Gig podcast.